What are you doing? Someone's feeling better. Woohoo! Hi everybody, it's Jenna and Ava. Hi. And I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about some processing that I've been doing. I can't imagine that this is unique to me, so I thought I'd talk about it and kind of see if anybody else out there is having a similar processing, shall we say. All right, so it's actually around Ava's cleft palate surgery. So most cleft palate surgeries happen between ages 9 months and 12 months. And for Ava, they decided to wait to 12 months because we were having the tongue lip adhesion removed around 9 months, right? And they wanted some space between the surgeries. So totally makes sense. Like, we are completely in agreement that that is is right for Ava, right? So her birthday is June 7th, and the cleft palate repair is due then May 31st. So for people who don't know much about this surgery, it is expected to be pretty rough. Specifically, like, the hardest section is probably the first 2 days because she can't have anything by her mouth. She can't have, like, her hippo, which is the pacifier she uses. She can't have fingers in her mouth. She's going to have, like, these cast type things on her arm, like they're Velcro, but so that she can't even bring her fingers to her mouth, because it's essentially like putting two pieces of tissue paper sewn together in the back of her throat. So if anything goes in there or bumps it the wrong way, it could damage it. And so not only is her throat going to be extremely sore, obviously, because of the surgery, she can't do anything that she would normally do to soothe herself. So the recovery, once you get past that point, they have to check that the airway is good, obviously, that she is able to take some fluids and eat a little bit before we can be discharged. So that can range anywhere between, like I said, a couple days and 5 days, I think, is typical. So once you get home, the recovery period is still 2 to 3 weeks, because the first week she can only have fluids, and then by the second week you can add purees, and by the last week is you can start introducing solid foods again. Basically, then when her birthday comes on June 7th, we're still going to be very much in recovery mode. And you know, you prepare as much as you can for a surgery like that, and kind of the anticipation of the surgery like that. And something that I've been finding kind of difficult to deal with is how that affects her first birthday party. Sometimes when you are faced with a huge amount of stress, it is not the big stressors that impact you as much. It's like all of that stress balls up, and then find something really small to attach to, and then that's what you emotionally respond to. For me, that is her birthday. Like, it's a big deal if I kept my baby alive for a year, and it's a big deal that her first birthday, the first, like, experience of having, like, a birthday party and presents and cake and teaching her what a birthday is, even if she won't really remember because she's 1, we won't get to do in the way that I had, I guess, mentally expected. Now, I think it's really interesting that that's the thing that has been hitting me hard. You know, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and we planned to do that before we actually found out Ava's diagnosis. And so there's something about how you always have expectations of how your life is going to be, and then you have to readjust when you realize that that's not what it's going to be like. I feel something similar for, one, how being a stay-at-home mom looks when your kid has medical stuff versus when they don't. So there's already that transition. But also for me, it's the milestones. So I don't know if you noticed that I like to take, like, the monthly pictures. I like to document holidays. those things are kind of a big deal for me. I really enjoy them, and they feel important to me. And if Ava was healthy, we would be having her birthday either on her birthday or the weekend around her birthday. Given the surgery and the surgery timing, that clearly is not a possibility. So I'm dealing with two things, like one, the inevitable postponement, and then two, like the fact that on her birthday, it's not really gonna be how maybe I had in my head. And it is hard because I'm trying to be realistic and keep this in perspective too. Like, I understand that having it a month later, she's never gonna remember. Like, no one else is going to celebrate any less because that is happening. But it still feels like a really big deal. Like, she is my first baby, and it is my first baby turning a year old. It feels like a big deal to me, and I keep trying to like talk myself around it, but I also don't want to downplay what I'm actually going through, which is like I'm actually pretty upset about it. The other piece of this is we don't have any family who lives by us, and so we're having some people fly in to help with the recovery of the cleft palate repair, but flights are expensive and it's hard for people to get here. And you know, we haven't set a date for her birthday, but I'm starting to realize that there's a very real possibility that then my family won't be able to come celebrate with us for Ava's first birthday. You know, and I know you're not supposed to compare babies and other experiences because it's just different situations. But my sister had a baby about a year before Ava, and on her first birthday, like, our parents both flew out and made it a priority to be at that birthday party. And so the thought that they wouldn't be able to come to Ava's is really upsetting to me. And I want to make sure I'm very clear. They are both coming out to help with the recovery. So they are making the trip, and in some ways that is the more important one for them to be at, right? Like, Dan's gonna have to go back to work around Ava's birthday, so a week into recovery. So I'm really, really gonna need the support. But I'm still kind of internally processing the possibility that they might not be able to make the birthday party. Now, I don't know if other people have gone through this and they have any insight about how they handled it. My friend had a good suggestion that maybe I get like a banner and a little crown, and like I can't obviously do a cake smash if she's not allowed to have solid foods yet, but I might be able to like take some pictures with like a crown and a tutu if she's feeling up to it. But I won't know until like the actual day. And like I said, I keep going back and forth because part of me is like, logically, I'm like, no, this is silly. You're being silly. It is just like a small thing. It's more important for her to get better, and and I know all that, but like it for some reason is like hitting me really hard. And like, I talked to my sister the other day, and I was like in tears because I was so upset about it. And I don't know. Like, maybe this will actually help me because I'm like talking it through a lot. Again, if anybody has any suggestions, like, because your first baby only turns one once, you know, like, I don't know. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I still, like I said, think it's interesting that as intimidating as the cleft palate surgery is, like, at this point, what I've been more reacting to, and this is still a couple months out, so we'll see what happens when we get closer to the actual surgery date. But right now, what I'm having a harder time adjusting to and accepting is like that loss of an experience. in the timing that I had in my head. Like, because we'll still throw her a birthday party. Look at the tea there right here. We'll still throw a birthday party. Like, we'll still celebrate her. She's still gonna turn 1, whether or not I throw a party or not. Like, there's all these things, but like, it bums me out. Like, it really does. It bums me out that this is a thing that, you know, and then you see it, I don't know. That is where I'm at. So, I don't know if you're seeing this. I think I said in a blog a little bit ago that she is supposedly having 3 more teeth coming through. So that's going to be a fun teething experience at our house. Yeah, what do you think? Are you sad about the birthday thing, or do you not care? Okay. As always, she always teaches me. If she doesn't care, maybe I shouldn't care, right? She's like, yeah, Mom, you know. All right. Like I said, if you have any insight or words of support or stories of what you guys did, please let me know below. Otherwise, I will see you next week. All right. Bye. Kiss your baby. Bye. You want to say bye? We've been practicing our wave. Bye.